Good afternoon. I originally the last week started talking about are you aware regarding the wand symbology of the tarot. There we looked at four symbols, the first four, and we found out that we have a thought, we contemplate the thought, we project the thought, and we are successful with it. It's not that simple. It would be nice if it was that simple. And so, in a sense, what we do is we have a thought, we contemplate the thought, we project the thought, trustingly, we create it. So, let's take a look at what happens that it doesn't work that way. In number five, what we have is confusion. Five of Wands. Number five is usually a little bit hectic anyway. But Five of Wands, we've got five ideas all contesting each other. One on the outside, he's holding it with one. There's one I know holding it with one hand. One person's got their head covered with a bandage over the third eye, so they're not seeing so clearly. And anyway, all your ideas get jumbled. And if you consider when you put a thought out, how your mind goes, does it just say directly like A, B, C, D, which the first four symbols show? No. What about this? What about that? Maybe this, maybe that. Might be better if I do it this way. Or perhaps I can do it another way. Also, your friends get involved because you talk about your latest goal or what you're wanting to create, and then they have all sorts of ideas to add to it all. So the secret of that is you then sort your ideas out. This card is number 6, says victory is assured. Look at the lovely little victory up on top of the card here. Here we are. All the confusion from the number 5 is now in order. You've got it sorted out. You're on your horse. You're ready to go. And so you're on your way. You're not there yet. You're just on your way. But you've at least got the basics sorted out of what you have to do, because most goals that you want to create just don't happen overnight, bang, so to speak. Some do. Actually, I've had that happen, but a lot of them don't. Sometimes we just put the idea out and we have to wait a while for it to gel, manifest. I always think of everyone out there that's helping me create what I want and moving things around. Trouble is, I'm not always what can you say, and going along with the bigger plan. So number 6, get to number 7. This is when we get unsure, we doubt, we question. Again, obstacles come up. Gee, I thought I had this all figured out. I knew what I was going to do. I knew the direction I was going in. Oh my goodness. Maybe that's not really the way I need to do that. Maybe there's another way. Maybe it's better this way or that way. Anyway, doubt. Now comes the doubt. What are we supposed to do? Again, people we know who don't believe or don't have the faith or all many other things. Because if you see here, it's like he's fighting off the opposition. That's why very often when we're teaching people who are wanting to create something, keep it to yourself. Know what you want. Don't go telling everybody what you're wanting to do until it's concrete. And then you can say, oh, guess what I've got? Or guess what I've created? Sometimes goals take years to complete because they're big. Sometimes ones take a day or a week or 2 months. But when you share it out with others, very often they're not so believing, or they're a little not as optimistic, or they don't really think you're on the right path or whatever, So this is where you learn the whole thing. Well, with me, I was always, look what I want to do this, I want to do that. And I had to really begin to study these and figure out why sometimes my goals weren't coming through. Well, because I had a mouth, but I still do. But it's like, don't tell people what you've got planned. What's your next step? What's the next goal you really want to create? Keep it quiet. And then, this is number 8. Again, we're looking at 4 cards again. Coming in. Now, what I love about this card is that everything is coming down to land on earth. In other words, it's getting ready to manifest. Now, I put it over here. I want you to look at the number 1 again. In number 1, in the background we've got the river of life and the castle of dreams. Here in number 8, we've got the river of life and the castle of dreams, but look at the difference of size. The castle is still a fair distance. Now, they're both up in the air. They're not here yet, but they're coming. So again, this is we have now, we started off with 4 symbols on this journey, and we haven't quite finished yet, because that'll be in the next Are You Aware of How to Complete Your Goals the way that you want them to do. So remember, you think your goal, you contemplate your goal, got the wrong card. Contemplate your goal, put it out, and you achieve it. Wish it was nice. I wish it was that simple all the time, because there's different sizes of goals. Some you can create real easy. But if you get confused if you start doubting yourself, this is a doubting, or already you're telling people what you want and they're doubting. Maybe not you, and you're defending, saying, y'all can do it. But what happens, the energy around the thought form of what your goal is, quote, attacked. So the key is, again, number 6, get everything organized. And if you have people that support you and love you and care about you and are willing to be on board with whatever this new element is, you work with that. And go for it. And there again, watch out for the doubters. Watch out for your own doubt, but watch out, because they're always around. Just because you're going to create, no, it won't work. That can't possibly work. You're not going to achieve that. All those kind of things that go along, that gets in your head. And when it gets in your head, you even are beginning to doubt. What I really like about this one, if you take the lower part, take away the laurel wreath of victory, you'll see that number 7 along the bottom is the movement of number 6. All things have movement. When they're too stationary, they shrivel up and die. So we've got to feed them. And this one is, now this is like number 1 again, all out in the open, ready to go. We have the original thought. I'm trying to do with one. There we go. The original thought that takes us across the river of life to the castle of dreams. We're on our way to the river. There's the river of life, a little distant, a little further yet, and the castle of dreams. We're on our way. So next time we'll take a look. The next lot of symbols to show what's going on. So this has been another segment of Are You Aware? And especially relating to how you're thinking regarding your goals. So bye now.